And then number 10 Kentucky squares off against number 9 Duke. It's a sonic blockbuster type of night. A few substitutions here. Kayla Jones in for NC State. Her minutes will be limited a bit after coming back from knee surgery. Kanane back in after playing just a minute and 14 seconds following that early foul. Raven Johnson, the number 2 overall recruit, in for South Carolina as well. The freshman getting early minutes. Number 25 with the basketball right now. Ami here, steps inside. Can't hit the jumper. Long rebound, corralled by Crutchfield.
Yeah, really nice job by the entire NC State squad to box out on that possession. It's not just the bigs. Your guards have got to get a body on as well.
Perez given space, connects on a 3. 7 first quarter points for Reina Perez.
Yeah, use the handoff of the player, the 6'7" player, the big, and make her try to come out and defend, and she did not. Perez gets the good look.
A 12-9 South Carolina lead. Turnover here. The flick ahead to Perez. Kick out, Jones. Quick first step. Kanane. Good close out there, couldn't get it off, and then Kanane misses it out of bounds. Good D there from the transfer, Cardoso.
So you bring your 5 player out in the handoff, and 6'7" Cardoso is not going to step out and defend there. A handoff works like a screen, and so Perez gets the wide open look. One of the few easy looks we've seen for NC State here in the first quarter.
It's going to be interesting too, Rebecca, looking at NC State and seeing how they balance Diamond Johnson with Reina Perez. Does Johnson play, like we saw at the start of the game, more off the ball with Perez the point? Does Johnson run the offense at times as well?
Well, Johnson's certainly a player who can create her own shot. She did that last year at Rutgers.
Average just under 18 points per game at Rutgers. As that one banks in for Zaya Cook, 6 points in the first. Cook now 3 for 4 from the floor. Here's Jones. Oh, nice look. Catch, fire. No. 3 no good for Brown Turner. Cook dumps it underneath. Extra feed Henderson. Short on a 3. Offensive rebound. Cardoso finds Ami here for 2.
Really good basketball by South Carolina. Initially in their offense, making the extra pass, and then even on the offensive board to find the open player inside.
South Carolina, 8 of 12 from the floor in this opening quarter. NC State 4 for 12. Perez can't hit, and the foul called against South Carolina.
Initially, Perez went to the left side, and Jones was telling her, no, go back the other way. Continue to make Cardoso try to defend out on the perimeter, whether it's on-ball screens or handoffs.
That's number 2 on Destiny Henderson, so Raven Johnson, the freshman, is going to come in and grab Henderson. Henderson doesn't know it, now she does.
No, she knew. She was just looking the other way.
It's an old trick?
Yeah, trying to hope it didn't happen.
Is that the trick you tried to pull in the national championship game,
yeah,
when D gave you your 3rd foul?
Man, D Cantor, yes.
D, one of the officials tonight. D Cantner, along with Mai Forsberg and Billy Smith. About a 10-second difference, game and shot clock. Cook wasn't rushing into a 2 for 1. Taking her time. Now 8 to shoot. Cardoso over to Littleton. Off on a 3. Rebound poked away. Loose ball. Scramble for it. It ends up out of bounds. NC State basketball.
That last offensive set for South Carolina, NC State went over that in their shoot-around this morning, and they did a really nice job of getting the ball out of Zaya Cook's hands.
And NC State with plenty of time to get off a look here. 6.9 to go in this first quarter. Perez looking in, finds Kanane, gets it back on the attack. Perez lays it home. 9 in the quarter for Reina Perez, and that'll end the first. South Carolina a 16-11 lead after one. Number 1 against number 5. Perez with 9 points on 4 of 4 shooting. NC State, South Carolina. South Carolina 10 of their 16 points in the paint. NC State turned it over 5 times in that first. Reina Perez was 4 of 4. The rest of NC State just 1 for 9 from the field in that opening quarter. Here's Jones, high arcing 3 off the mark.
This is our first look at the really big lineup for South Carolina with both Aaliyah Boston and Kamila Cardoso in the lineup together.
Yeah, what are your early thoughts, Rebecca, having not seen it yet, about how they might be able to mix together?
I'm eager to see it because Aaliyah Boston is really a good player from the high post, and so they can work a high-low together. I think it's going to be a dominant rebounding lineup that they can use. That last possession you saw NC State going to a zone defense, but here you wonder if NC State will try to take advantage of Boston out on the perimeter, get Jones some looks outside.
Kamila Cardoso was the ACC Freshman of the Year at Syracuse as Perez finally misses one. Boston secures it. South Carolina off and running. See Destiny Littleton, a player who Dawn Staley very excited about her being healthy finally and the three-point shooting she can bring to the table for South Carolina. I'm excited about her green shoes.
They're good-looking shoes.
In the corner, Littleton on cue buries the 3.
Outside shooting is going to be vital for South Carolina because their bigs can be so dominant. They've got this big lineup in, so NC State goes to a zone. What's going to be open? Your perimeter players. And if South Carolina can knock those down consistently, watch out.
And you saw the numbers from last year. Wasn't great from 3. Littleton shot 31%. But that's why Dawn Staley's excited. She feels like there's real improvement there as Madison Hayes gets clobbered and will shoot 2.
5 cooks so far in this game.
A 25-19 South Carolina lead. Closing minute plus of this second quarter. Hobby travel off the setup from Crutchfield.
But you saw they're trying to bring Cardoso out on the perimeter. It was a nice pick and roll. She just didn't collect quickly enough.
Canane on the bench now. Boston as well.
Smart. Don't let either of them pick up a foul with 1 minute to go in the half.
The 6'7" Cardoso working from side to side in the paint. Finally gets it. Dishes it. Beal can't hit the 3. Littleton has been so active in this second quarter.
Defensively, that's what NC State is willing to give up. There's a three-pointer to Bree Beal, but you got to finish the defensive possession by getting the board.
South Carolina an 18-9 advantage on the glass. Shot clock down to 3. Cook spins into traffic. Couldn't get it off. That is going to be the 12th first half turnover from South Carolina.
Another low-scoring battle between these two in the first half, similar to a season ago.
We saw the drama it produced in December of 2020. NC State can hold for a final shot here. Brown Turner, 5 seconds left. Bullies inside, missed the banker. And a travel before time expired. 0.4 on the clock. You can catch and shoot. You can't dilly-dally, but you can catch and shoot.
No dilly-dallying, ladies.
Perez, close to maybe being a foul. It's not called. That'll do it for the first half. Aaliyah Boston just 2 field goal attempts. Canane just 3 field goal attempts. The All-Americans, Dawn Staley, if there's one thing that your team is going to have to do to make good on its potential this season, what would it be? And she said, you know, assuming our defense and rebounding is what it has been with this group, it's going to be converting in transition, which I thought was a really specific answer, and we've seen that the last two possessions, right? We saw Beal convert in transition, and now Henderson get to the line in transition.
We saw it a number of times a season ago where they weren't able to do that, and Dawn specifically pointed to some of their big games in the NCAA tournament when they played against UConn. She said, we only converted about 42% of our transition opportunities, and she said, we need to get up near the 70s.
Beal, make it Saxton, hopped over, nearly coming up with a steal. Here's Brown-Turner. Canane gets free, and Canane has her first points of the game. The second-team All-American a season ago. Boston on the bench for the moment for South Carolina. Cardoso in. Saxton faces up and buries the jumper. That's something Coach Staley told us as well. She was excited to see the mid-range from Victoria Saxton this season.
Yeah, she said she's got a consistent mid-range now, which of course will make it harder for the defenders to help off her.
Oh, nice dish. Brown-Turner just couldn't finish. 5-point South Carolina lead. Henderson didn't pull, had a lot of space there. And a travel.
Talked about Canane getting more touches here to start the third quarter, and here just a nice pass, step through, finish with the left hand. She's very good finishing left and right.
Henderson leaves it short, one of those opportunities in transition. Here's Brown-Turner. Brown-Turner scoops it in. A little pizza pie. And 11 for Jakia Brown-Turner.
Brown-Turner is explosive, in particular when she can go to her left side. That's her strong hand.
Knocked away. Turned over again. The flick ahead. 2-on-1 Perez. These sounds. It's a one-point game. $13 for Perez, and a foul here on Crutchfield. One-point game, third quarter action. Here we go.
Buckle up, they're starting to push the pace, and it's a one-point game. Raina Perez with the finish.
Ryan Rucco, the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo, joined now by the third leg of this tripod. Holly Rowe joining us from Madison Square Garden, where she has two outstanding games coming your way at the end of this one. Holly, I know, though, you're still engaged with what's happening here, and Raina Perez is standing out to you right now.
That's right. I've been watching the first half. I wish I could be in every place at once, but Raina Perez, a transfer into NC State last year, she is one of my favorite feisty players. She is the toughness, the DNA for NC State, and you're already seeing that here for them in this early part of the season.
Now, meanwhile, on the other side of things, Holly, I know you want to see some more touches down low for Aaliyah Boston.
That's right. I think Aaliyah Boston of South Carolina can be a player of the year. She should be the national player of the year. And so for she only has 2 points in the first half, that's not good enough. I've seen too many catches for her at the free throw line or three-point line. I know that might be what they're running, but I'd love to see her get the ball down low and go to work. She is unstoppable with her moves in the post, and I'd love to see more of her in the spots that she can score from.
All right, Hal, tee us up for what you got going on tonight at Madison Square Garden.
We are going to tip things off. We're going to tip things off right now with Kansas and Michigan State. This should be a really great game. A lot of new faces on both sides of this. And then the late game is Coach K, one of his final appearances here in Madison Square Garden. I talked to him today about this being the beginning of the end. He has announced his retirement at the end of this season. He said, Holly, I'm just going to enjoy every moment of tonight, this game, Madison Square Garden, the Mecca. He's taking it one day at a time.
Well, Hal, we can't wait to watch you later. Thanks as always, partner, and we'll see you soon.
Awesome. I can't wait to see the finish of this game. You guys are going to rock it, and it's going to be awesome.
Well, right on cue, Holly. Jakia Brown-Turner lays it in. She has 13. It's a one-point game. This crowd fully engaged. 37-36. Zaya Cook hits the jumper, and every time NC State cuts it to one, South Carolina's had an answer.
Yeah, we've seen South Carolina run that set where she's coming off to her strong hand on the right side off of a double screen, looking for her shot. You know, Holly was talking about Boston not getting enough touches. Well, during our conversation, it was 3 scores by 3 post players.
Kanane gets swallowed up by Cardoso.
Big still having their impact. Kunane going across the lane, and against a lot of defenders, this shot will go in with a right-handed hook, and not when you're going against 6'7".
6 blocks now for South Carolina. They led the nation in that category last season. Johnson can't get it to go. That's out of bounds. Last hit, NC State. It's South Carolina basketball. South Carolina's biggest lead was 10 towards the end of the first half. They had 21-11. It was a low-scoring first half. NC State has never led. Zaya Cook, not that time. That last hit the fingertips of NC State. What a women's college basketball doubleheader we have for you Sunday afternoon. Number 25, Texas taking on the defending national champions, number 3, Stanford, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Then it's the home opener for the 8th-ranked Hoosiers. They square off against All-American guard Ryan Howard and 13th-ranked Kentucky. Both games are on ESPN and the app, one tap. Amihir with the big putback. And 6 points now for Letitia Amihir. Johnson gets the foul on the pass. That is the 4th. Check that, make it the first team foul against South Carolina in this 3rd quarter.
Leah Boston came out after the first 3 minutes of this quarter and has not come back in.
Oh, look out. Foul call here against South Carolina. And a little collision afterwards. Bree Beal gets in with her second. Leah Boston, a spectator at the moment. 1 of 4 from the floor. 4 rebounds for Boston. South Carolina +8 on the glass. Kanane. And NC State and Brown-Turner couldn't get it to her. Cardoso doing a nice job there.
Yeah, but Brown-Turner needed to wait another beat, take a dribble towards the baseline to give herself a better angle to get that inside.
Henderson finds the cutter. Cook gets tripped. Zaya Cook is going to shoot 2. And South Carolina has done a nice job steadying things in this 3rd quarter after NC State had built quite a bit of momentum. Kanane going to check out now. Camille Hobby into the game for the Wolfpack. Cook with 11 points. She is the only member of South Carolina in double figures. For NC State, both Reina Perez and Jakia Brown-Turner have 13. Cook hits both. Lead is back to 7 for South Carolina. Johnson kicks it out. Jones putting it on the deck. Lost it. Out of bounds. It'll stay with NC State. Interestingly, Destiny Anderson let it roll, thinking it had last hit the foot of Kayla Jones, but it had not. So another chance here for NC State.
You see how valuable Kayla Jones is. I mean, she's helping break the press by handling the ball, coming up the floor. As you see her going to the bench right now, she can extend, bring the 4-player out because of her ability to hit from the perimeter. She can dribble by you as well. Minutes just limited as she continues to return from the injury.
6-0 South Carolina over the last minute and 42 seconds.
Brown-Turner has blood on her shirt, and they're trying to figure out where it's coming from.
You're able to pick that up pretty quickly, partner. Crutchfield catch fire, no. Oh, couldn't get the pass inside as it was kicked. Good idea from Henderson, and South Carolina will have it out of bounds with 1:30 to go in the third quarter and a 43-36 lead over 5th-ranked NC State. Cook, rainbow mid-range, won't go. The box out from Brown-Turner, and a chance here for NC State.
Zia Cook has gotten that look multiple times out of the out-of-bounds play.
Foul here is going to be on Ami here. That'll be the 3rd team foul against South Carolina. And the 3rd on Letitia Amihir. Amihir, a member of the Canadian Olympic basketball team in the 2020 Tokyo Games. Deep 3, short, tracked beautifully by Hobby. Another chance here for NC State. Perez bounces out, Crutchfield, no. Good look there for Crutchfield. NC State just 2 for 12 now from 3-point range. That 3 too strong for Zia Cook. Henderson dumps it in. Amihir lays it home.
Amihir just continuing to be productive inside. We've seen her get to the offensive glass there. A beautiful duck in to be able to get the ball and score.
8 points for Amihir. 8-second difference game and shot clock. Johnson gives it up. Perez looking into Hobby. Johnson, 5 to shoot. Sets up Brown-Turner, a 3. Is good. A big one before the end of this quarter for NC State. Henderson, and a foul is called on NC State. They did not have one to give. Third on Crutchfield, and the 5th team foul. And that is not a foul you want to give with 2 seconds to go in the quarter, being over the limit. As Henderson hits the first. I'm just going to assume that the gentleman behind us is being picked up on mic, Rebecca, because there's a lot of current to those pipes. He was not enamored with the call. Henderson hits both free throws. Johnson doesn't get it off, and that'll do it for the 3rd. NC State cut it to 1, but South Carolina built it back up to 8. Specific on ESPN and the ESPN app, one tap. And of course, we wish Dickie V could be there. We all send him our love, our prayers. We're thinking of you, Dickie V. And we certainly feel your spirit in all these arenas at this time of year. Held ball there, and the arrow belongs to South Carolina. They'll have possession beginning of this 4th quarter with a 47-39 lead.
NC State extending their pressure. Take South Carolina a bit out of their comfort zone. See if you can get a turnover, easy bucket the other way.
Henderson finds the cutter. Cook. Cook doesn't hit that one. They've had good chemistry, though, Henderson and Cook. Perez, what a feed. Hayes will back it out. Here's Johnson, step back three. Doesn't get the roll. Brown-Turner scoops it up. Kanane flips it up and in, muscling through a me here.
Yeah, Kanane wanted the basketball, and she was not going to be denied. Seen South Carolina run a couple times now, getting Henderson the ball low and letting Cook make the cut from the high post area.
And they've gotten some good looks off of it. Kanane with all 6 of her points in the second half. Me here, dumps it down. Cardoso flips it out, shot clock fading, and are they going to call a foul before the expiration? On a little burst, has made it an 8-point game, has the basketball. What's the focus right now on the offensive end for the Wolfpack?
You just got to get a good look on this one and try to score so you can continue to set up your full court pressure.
Brown-Turner slides in, had an angle, just left it short. Here comes Henderson.
And South Carolina's been smart. They've been smart not to take quick shots, to understand that they need to use some clock on every possession.
Henderson again working it down low, gets fouled. Destiny Henderson going back to the line. South Carolina has really gone to Henderson in the post.
They played Aaliyah Boston facilitating from the high post area and on the left side of the floor, getting